like that. But I think it's more fun to have an unreliable narrator, because then you get to decide for yourself what the reality of the story is, what you want to take away from the story. So there you are. When you have a reliable narrator, it's somebody who you as the reader can trust. And generally, when the narrator of the story is third person limited or third person omniscient, that's a reliable narrator. But when we're talking from a first person point of view, the reliability of the narrator tends to vary. So there you go. The next thing that I feel needs to be defined, because this is going to come up later on, is the idea of a peripheral narrator. So what that is when a story is told from a first-person point of view of someone about whom the story has very little to do. A perfect example of this is The Great Gatsby. That is a story told from the first-person point of view of Nick... I can't remember his last name right now. And I was too lazy to look it up. But it's told from Nick's point of view. And he's the one narrating the story. But the big story isn't about Nick and his problems. The big story is about his neighbor Gatsby and his problems. Like, the story's called The Great Gatsby, but it's not Gatsby narrating. It's Nick narrating and telling Gatsby's story from his point of view. Another example of this is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Wait, what? That was a movie. That's not a book? Yes, it's a book. It's an awesome book by Ken Kesey. Or Kesey. I always say Kesey. And that is a story narrated by Chief Bromden. But it's not about Chief Bromden. Well, it kind of is towards the end. But the big overarching story is actually about R.P. McMurphy. And it's narrated by a peripheral narrator. Really, I read that book last year and I was just like blown away, going, why didn't I read this before? This is awesome. So, anyways, but I think that covers everything I wanted to talk about with regards to narration. So, there's more to come. I know you're on the edge of your seats. You can't wait to hear more about all the things literary. Yes, because this is the LitNerd podcast. So, if you would like to follow me on social media, my username is purplebecca923. And that is the username I have on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. So you can follow me there. If you'd like to email me, purplebubblespace@gmail.com, which I should probably, scrap that email address and start another one. But anyways, purplebubblespace@gmail.com. Also, you can check out my website, purplebubblespace.simdiff.com. And I think that covers all the ways you can contact me. If you have any further questions or concerns or suggestions, I'm always open to suggestions. But I do feel like we need to define some literary terms right now. So until next time, I'm Rebecca Thistle, amazingly adorkable. And go out there and remember, education is fresh, and go fly with the penguins.